History meets high-tech today at the Niagara Historical Museum as Canadian legend Laura Secord goes 3D for the very first time.
We've got a 3D digital scanning process that's going on today here at the Niagara Historical Society and Museum, and we're scanning one of Canada's most famous icons, Laura Secord. What I think is the best image of her, the bust from Mildred Peel from the turn of the last century, which graces her gravesite at Drummond Hill Cemetery. The bust here is the prototype that was used for the bronze casting.
And what do you plan on doing with the replicas that are being created?
So we're scanning it for a number of reasons. There's an archival dimension to keep a record of the bust in 3D digital form. There's also the task to try and produce some reproductions of the bust for sale as a fundraiser. The fundraiser is to raise funds to build an accessible trail to lead to the bridge at Laura's Crossing, which is another initiative that we put together. The bridge is across 12 Mile Creek at the point where Laura Secord went across on a fallen log on her fateful trek to go and see James Fitzgibbon and warn him about the impending American invasion. A little bit is also going to the museum to support their curation of collections like this that make these kinds of opportunities possible.
And who is responsible for this high-tech process?
Well, the high-tech process, the technology comes from Morro Industries and the generator at 1 here in St. Catharines, 1 St. Paul Street. It's an incubator facility that was set up a few years ago, really to encourage digital innovation and homegrown solutions to these kinds of interesting high-tech opportunities.
Can you tell me how the scanning process works?
We're scanning the bust here, which takes about 30 to 60 scans, so probably 2 to 3 hours will be done today. Then we take that data back to our office, and our guys will take the data and make sure that it is ready for the 3D printer to actually 3D print the data, which will take about 1 or 2 days to adjust that data, because we want to make sure that the detail is right, that the machine can actually print the model. So there's a little bit of techie, nerdy stuff going on. Once the data is clean and we send it to the printer, we can print between 1 and 2 busts in one build chamber, so in the area in which we print those models, which means the 200 busts will take quite a few days. If you do the math, 8 hours for one print, it'll take quite a few days to have those 200 busts ready. But like I said, the first busts will be available and ready to be viewed next week for the Laura Secord walk.
How does this tie in with the other events planned for Laura Secord?
Well, it's complementary. We have a whole range of things, everything from going out and getting muddy on the trail, right through to a glittering soiree, a toast to Laura Secord on Friday the 21st. We have a Descendants event. Another event is the launch of a coin and stamp, Canadian coin and stamp. The stamp is a Laura Secord stamp that ties in with a series on War of 1812 heroes. And we also have a 25-cent piece, a Laura Secord quarter, that is being launched by the Royal Canadian Mint in a joint event at the Laura Secord homestead on the 21st of this month, so right before the actual Laura Secord walk.
You can purchase one of these innovative 3D replicas of Canada's most famous heroine by visiting friendsoflaurasecord.com. In Niagara-on-the-Lake, reporting for The Source, I'm Carolyn LoConte.